A magician makes a shocking discovery when he finds a crocodile that can sing. The magician is Hector P. Valenti. One day, Hector comes across a strange cage. There is a name written on the cage. The name is Lyall. Hector takes a closer look and realizes that Lyall is no ordinary crocodile. Instead of acting like a normal animal, Lyall can actually sing. Hector immediately introduces himself to the little crocodile. He even reaches out and shakes Lyall's tiny hand. Hector is clearly fascinated by his unusual new friend. He decides to take Lyall home and turn him into a singing star. As soon as they get home, Hector starts training Lyall. He sets everything up and prepares for their first practice session. But Lyall doesn't make a sound. Hector keeps trying to get him to sing. Lyall simply ignores him. No matter what Hector does, Lyall refuses to cooperate. Then Hector notices something else. Lyall is shaking badly. The little crocodile is freezing. Hector immediately takes off his own scarf. He gently wraps it around Lyall. After that, Hector goes back to the piano. He starts playing again. And this time, something incredible happens. Lyall suddenly walks toward the piano. He opens his mouth and starts singing. The sound completely surprises Hector. This crocodile has an amazing singing voice. Hector quickly realizes that he has discovered something special. From that moment on, he starts training Lyall seriously. The two spend a long time practicing together. Hector works on the music. Lyall slowly learns how to perform. After enough practice, Lyall can finally sing an entire song. Hector now believes they are ready for the stage. He decides to take Lyall to a real theater. But there is already a problem waiting for them. Hector still owes the theater money from his previous performance. Because of that, the theater owner refuses to rent the place to him again. Hector has to find another way to convince him. He eventually offers his own house as collateral. The theater owner can't believe what Hector is proposing. But after thinking it over, he finally accepts the deal. The performance is officially booked. On the night of the show, Lyall steps onto a real stage for the first time. Everything is ready. The audience is waiting. The lights come on. Hector expects Lyall to show everyone what he can do. But as soon as Lyall sees the crowd, he freezes. He can't sing. He can't even make a sound. Hector tries desperately to guide him through the performance. He keeps encouraging Lyall to continue. After a long pause, Lyall finally opens his mouth. He manages to sing. But instead of cheering, the audience bursts out laughing. The performance becomes a complete disaster. Hector and Lyall return home after the failed show. Hector gives Lyall a portable music player. He also gives him the scarf that he used to keep him warm. But Hector still has to deal with his own problems. He needs money to survive. So he eventually leaves. Lyall is left behind in the attic. The little crocodile has no choice but to stay there alone. Time passes. 18 months go by. Then a new family moves into the house. The family is the Prim family. There is Josh and his parents. Josh soon notices that the new house has something strange about it. At night, he hears noises coming from upstairs. The sounds seem to be coming from the attic. Josh becomes curious. He decides to find out what is making the noise. That night, he slowly walks toward the attic. He opens the door and looks inside. But before Josh can see anything, the family cat notices Lyall first. The cat immediately spots the giant crocodile. Josh turns around and sees Lyall too. He is so shocked that he falls to the floor. The cat, however, isn't scared at all. It jumps straight toward Lyall. Lyall is caught completely off guard. He quickly jumps out of the attic window. Josh immediately runs after him. But Josh isn't chasing Lyall to hurt him. He wants to get the cat back. The chase continues outside the house. Josh follows Lyall through the neighborhood. Eventually, they reach a quiet corner. A homeless man suddenly approaches Josh. He tries to take Josh's phone. Josh doesn't know what to do. Then Lyall suddenly appears. The homeless man sees the huge crocodile and immediately runs away. Josh slowly realizes that Lyall just protected him. Lyall then starts acting strangely. He seems to have a stomachache. A moment later, Lyall spits something out. It is the family cat. The cat had somehow ended up inside Lyall. The cat is clearly not happy about the situation. Lyall also looks a little awkward. But instead of running away, Josh starts spending time with him. Lyall begins showing Josh around the neighborhood. Soon, Josh discovers that Lyall knows the local dumpsters extremely well. Lyall knows where every dumpster is located. He also knows which ones have the best food. More surprisingly, he knows when the garbage trucks arrive. His timing is almost perfect. The two start searching through the dumpsters together. They quickly find plenty of food. Josh says he doesn't want any. Lyall doesn't seem to care. He picks up a piece of cake and puts it straight into Josh's mouth. Josh takes one bite. The taste immediately changes his mind. For the first time, Josh realizes that spending time with Lyall might not be so bad. Then Josh notices something even more unusual. Lyall can't speak like a person. But he can sing. And he can sing extremely well. Just when Josh starts getting comfortable with Lyall, his mother discovers them together. She rushes over and pulls Josh away. Seeing a giant crocodile next to her son scares her. Josh quickly tries to explain that Lyall isn't dangerous. But his mother doesn't see it that way. To her, a crocodile is still a crocodile. Keeping one inside a family home is far too dangerous. Josh continues explaining what happened. He tells her that Lyall protected him from the homeless man. He also explains that Lyall keeps him company. Josh doesn't want to lose his new friend. His mother slowly starts to understand what Lyle means to him. But she still isn't ready to accept a crocodile living in the house. And the situation is about to become even more complicated. After Josh leaves for school, his mother decides to investigate the attic herself. She grabs a broom and slowly walks upstairs. She stops outside the attic door. Then she gathers enough courage to open it. Lyle suddenly appears right in front of her. She is immediately frightened. But Lyle doesn't attack her. Instead, he follows her to the doorway. Then he gives her a polite little bow. Lyle tries another way to make friends. He takes out some of his favorite snacks. He offers them to Josh's mother. She still doesn't completely trust him. So Lyle tries something else. He starts singing. Then he starts dancing along with the music. He even prepares some food for her. After seeing all of this, Josh's mother finally starts accepting Lyle. From that point on, Lyle becomes part of the household. During the day, she spends time with him. She even draws pictures of Lyle. The once hidden crocodile is now living like a member of the family. At night, the family sometimes goes dumpster diving together. Lyle knows exactly where to find the good stuff. Everything seems to be working out. But Josh's father soon notices that something is different. He sees his wife's strange behavior. He asks what has been going on. She realizes that she can no longer keep Lyle a secret. So she finally tells him about the crocodile. Her husband immediately reacts with fear. The moment he sees Lyle, he protects his wife and son. He tries to get them away from the crocodile. His wife explains that Lyle has never hurt anyone. But that doesn't make him feel safe. He still sees Lyle as a giant wild animal. Then Lyle notices something interesting about Josh's father. He discovers that the man used to be a wrestler. Lyle starts copying his wrestling movements. He tries to imitate the moves and interact with him. For a moment, it almost looks like the two might become friends. But Josh's father still can't handle having a giant crocodile around. He eventually runs downstairs. And that's when he runs into someone unexpected. Hector is standing there. Hector immediately recognizes Lyle. But Lyle is no longer the tiny crocodile he remembers. 18 months have passed. Lyle has grown into a massive crocodile. At first, Lyle doesn't even pay attention to Hector. Hector refuses to give up. He remembers the old rhythm they used during their training. So he starts using the familiar beat. Lyle hears it. Something suddenly changes. He recognizes the rhythm. Then Lyle runs straight toward Hector. He jumps on him and knocks him to the ground. Hector is almost completely buried underneath the giant crocodile. He can barely breathe. But the reunion is finally complete. Hector is happy to see how much Lyle has grown. Soon, Hector and Lyle put on a small performance for the entire Prim family. Lyle shows everyone what he can do. Hector watches him carefully. He believes Lyle is finally ready to perform in front of a real audience again. So Hector decides to take Lyle back on stage. But history repeats itself. The moment Lyle steps onto the stage, he becomes nervous. He stands there without making a sound. The audience waits. Hector tries to guide him again. But Lyle can't sing. The entire performance falls apart. Lyle leaves the stage without singing a single proper song. This time, even Lyle seems unable to continue. Then the next morning brings an even bigger problem. Officials arrive at the house. They explain that local rules don't allow residents to keep crocodiles as pets. Lyle has to be removed from the house. Josh refuses to let that happen. He tries to get Lyle to sing. If Lyle can show everyone that he is special, maybe they will change their minds. But Lyle doesn't sing. Instead, he stays quiet. The officials take him away. Lyle is sent to the zoo. He is placed inside the crocodile enclosure with several other crocodiles. Josh is separated from his friend. Hector also refuses to leave Lyle behind. He comes up with a plan to break him out. Hector goes to the zoo and approaches the security guard. He uses one of his magic tricks. The guard ends up trapped at the entrance. Hector takes advantage of the confusion. He sneaks into the crocodile enclosure. Once inside, he quietly calls for Lyle. But several other crocodiles suddenly appear. Hector realizes he has found the wrong crocodiles. He quickly looks for another way out. He finds a rope and tries to use it to escape. But the rope suddenly slips away. Hector is left hanging in a dangerous situation. Outside the enclosure, Josh can only watch. He doesn't know how to help. Then Lyle suddenly proves that he is much stronger than anyone expected. He fights his way out of the zoo. Hector and Josh quickly follow him. The three manage to escape. But the authorities soon catch up with them. They are surrounded. There is almost no way out. Hector quickly comes up with another trick. He releases a huge cloud of smoke. The smoke blocks everyone's view. Josh grabs Lyle. The two of them run through the confusion. They reach a motorcycle. Josh and Lyle quickly get on. Hector follows them. They speed away from the zoo. But they aren't running without a destination. They are heading straight for a live talent show. Josh knows this may be their last chance to prove that Lyle belongs on a stage. When they arrive at the live show, everyone backstage immediately notices Lyle. The reactions are exactly what Josh expected. Everyone is scared of the giant crocodile. Some people quickly move away. Others prepare to deal with him. Josh knows they have to prove that Lyle isn't dangerous. So he brings Lyle onto the stage. The moment Lyle appears, the entire room becomes tense. The judges are nervous. The audience is nervous. Even the staff is ready to rush onto the stage. Lyle is nervous too. He stands under the bright lights and looks at the huge crowd. Josh refuses to leave him alone. Instead, Josh steps forward and starts singing. His voice isn't perfect. His performance isn't exactly professional. But he keeps going. Josh wants Lyall to see that he doesn't have to be perfect. He just has to start. Lyall watches Josh continue. Then something finally changes. Lyall begins singing too. At first, he is still nervous. But the longer he sings, the more comfortable he becomes. His voice fills the entire theater. The audience slowly stops being afraid. The judges start paying attention. The staff stops moving toward the stage. Lyall keeps singing. He finally completes the performance. And then the entire audience erupts in applause. The same people who were afraid of him are now cheering for him. Lyall has finally shown everyone what he can really do. He isn't just a giant crocodile. He is a talented performer. The performance completely changes how people see him. But one final problem remains. A month later, some neighbors still refuse to accept Lyall. They insist that a crocodile cannot legally live inside a residential home. They want Lyall removed again. The family has already done everything they can. Then Hector suddenly remembers something. He takes out an old document. The document once belonged to his grandmother. Years earlier, Hector's grandmother had made an important contribution to the city. Because of her contribution, she had received a special permit. The permit allowed her family to keep an exotic creature as a pet. Hector uses the document to prove that Lyall can legally stay. This time, there is finally nothing anyone can do about it. Lyall is officially allowed to remain with the family. All the problems are finally solved. Lyall no longer has to hide in the attic. He no longer has to worry about being taken away. He can finally live openly with the people who accepted him. Hector can also continue working with him. The Prim family fully accepts Lyall as part of their home. Josh has gained a friend who completely changed his life. And Lyall finally gets the chance to live the life he was meant to have. The crocodile who once sat alone in a dark attic is now surrounded by people who care about him. He no longer needs to hide from the world. He can sing whenever he wants. And more importantly, he finally has a place to call home. Lyall may not be able to speak like a human. But his music says everything that matters. The once lonely crocodile eventually finds his way onto the stage. And this time, nobody is laughing at him. Everyone is cheering for him. The little crocodile who was once discovered inside a cage finally becomes the star he was always meant to be.